everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today you join me at the back of the Warrant Officer and Sergeant's Mess at 17 Port Maritime. A little bit something different for you if you haven't seen it, but if you look back at my channel last year, we fished in the Armed Forces Veteran Sea Angling Clubs Championships. It was the first one last year, but this is the second one this year. All the boys and all that are in there now. I'm here with a pint before the AGM and obviously the peg draw. But all the boys in there and laugh. It's quite full in there, to tell you the truth. Atmosphere is amazing, and hopefully we'll have a good event. Last year we fished down on Southbourne, but this year I picked the tides, so we fish in Hurst Castle. It was a bit worrying because of the weather conditions we've had. We were panicking and we thought we might have to fish Magazine Lane. Great match venue, but really you're only targeting pouting, whiting and the odd dogfish and eel there. But if we can get down onto Hurst, there's a varying amount of species we can catch here, from your bream to your smooth hound. There could be gurnards there might be garfish, but it'll be a better one. The wind's dropped off, so we can get down on there because we're going to be fishing from low to high, and the tides are perfect, nice and small. Yeah, but a fantastic event. As we spoke about, the club's going to be going for 3 years now, going from strength to strength. We've got some fantastic veterans in there, which are in there now. They travel around from all over the country, from Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England. So we're in there now. We're going to have a few beers tonight, have an AGM, discuss the events which we've got lined up, which are fantastic for this year. We're going to Holland, we're going to be fishing against Wales, we're going to be fishing against England in boats and shore, so we're going to look at booking all that up. But we finalised Holland, so we'll be going out to Holland to fish against them, because 2 years ago we fished them back here, but unfortunately we couldn't go last year, but we're going to go the next year now. So that's going to be good. But yeah, looking forward to it now. It's been great. We picked the bait packs up today from Showcast, so Graham, thank you for that, for supporting us and giving us the vouchers for first, second and third. That's amazing. We got a lovely trophy which we competed for last year. The bait packs are ragworm, squid and a mackerel, but I think mainly if we're fishing on Hurst, ragworm and squid will be the main one, targeting the bream and possibly a smooth down. Probably a smooth down will win it. Someone will have a bingo one. But it's nice to get down onto Hurst and have a good fish down there. And I'm glad the weather has blown over, but it'll be good tomorrow now, so I can take you onto Hurst, because you see me fishing Hurst, pleasure fishing, but this time you can see me actually tackling Hurst with match rigs and go through the match tactics I got planned for it, baiting up tactics and rig selection to where I'm going to be targeting fish, and if the fish are not there, swapping my rig selection. So that'll be good, and you can look at my box, so I've got it all prepped for a match and everything. And then if the weather's good, I can get the drone up, and what I plan on doing halfway through the match, just chuck the rod out, because I can leave it soak for 15 minutes and work my way up the line and speak to everyone, see what their tactics are, and hopefully make a good match of it, and hopefully the fish are there to make it an exciting match. Well, I'm going to finish my beer now. I'm going to get in there ready for the AGM and the peg draw. I'll do a little bit of filming in there, but that's, not what you want to see. But other than that, then I will see you on Hurst tomorrow, ready for the match. Oh, now you join me on the beach getting ready for the match. I didn't do any filming when we were doing the peg draw and that, because the lights were affecting the camera, so I thought, and anyway, I didn't want to see just people drawing pegs out and waffling on about the AGM. But we talked about the events coming up and all that, going to Holland, fishing against the Welsh and English team, which is all good for the year. But now all the veterans are on the beach. I'll turn you around in a bit. I couldn't bring the drone down here because it is quite blowy, blowing from left to right, but the conditions are looking pretty good. We got a little bit of a colour band out to about 40 or 50 yards, and after that it's clear, which I'll talk you through how I'm going to tackle it. I'll run you through the equipment I've got. I've got Mac alongside me, like we spoke about. It's his first ever match. I've got him all set up, and he's fishing next to me today, so I can help him along, which everyone agreed with, and I can run you through Mac's technique to tackle it today, in the rigs and all that. I've got the rig set up there, which I'll take you through in a minute. As normal, I'll turn you around and tell you the rods and reels I'm going to be using for the match today, and hopefully then we can get into some fish with you. But then I can show you baiting up. I'll take you through how I'm going to show Mac baiting up, how I prep my bait and so forth, and then hopefully we can get into some fish with you. So I'm going to get everything set up, and then I'll quickly run you through the rods and reels I've got. After that, then I'll sit you down, because we've got 25 minutes to go before the match. I can show you baiting up, and I'll take Max through baiting up. The rig selection I'm going to start off with, why I've got the rigs which I've got, and then hopefully it'll work. today, and then throughout the day, and if those rigs do work, we'll stick to them. If it don't, then I'll show you how I test and adjust to see if I can pick up some fish. So what I'll do is now I'll quickly run you through the rods I've got for the competition today, and then after that, then we'll go through all the process which I normally go through. Right, the rods and reels I got today, if I needed to go for distance, I've got my Naga, and that's coupled up with the Daiwa Millionaire. As a normal standard 15-pound blaze, 80 tapered shock leader, and then that's one, but I'm hopefully won't have to use that today. And then for my rod, which I'm going to be actually using, it's an egg beater rod. It's my Tronix Pro Xenon Plasma, lovely rod. Quite a sensitive tip, and this is the rod I'm going to be fishing, because I'm only going to be trying to target about 50 yards out, just the other side of the colour. That's coupled up then with a nice light reel from Tronix Pro. I got 15-pound braid on it, and then I've got 60-pound tapered shock leader, and that's what rod I'm going to be starting off with. So what I'll do now is get out of this wind, because it is quite blustery at the moment. We'll go in there and we'll have a quick look at the rigs and that, and then we'll go through baiting up. But that's the kit I'm going to be using to start off with. Right, the rigs I'm using today. Obviously I'm going to be targeting bream and smoothhound. Well, hopefully the smoothhound will lure, and I would have probably thought that would win it. So I've got a 1 up, 2 up, 1 down flapper rig, because I'm only going to be casting about 50 yards. So the top 2 hooks I'm going to be targeting the bream. So I've got 3 foot 15-pound fluorocarbon, and I like a white pop up here, and I got a size 6, but it's a strong hook, and it's from Tronix Pro. It's one of the new ones out. They're very strong, so if a smoothhound does take it, obviously it won't straighten it. And I got exactly the same on there, and then it comes down to the bottom, and on the bottom I've got a 6-ounce showcast lead, and then I've got 50-pound fluorocarbon coming off there for 3 foot, and then I've got a 2-0 hook, and that's going to be where my larger bait on, hopefully to target the smoothhound. But also what that I find that does here as well, the bigger bait on the bottom, the squid bait, also it gives off a lot of scent, and that'll attract the bream, and hopefully then the bream will pick up on the smaller hooks which are above it. Sometimes you do get a lot of false bites where they're ripping the bigger squid apart, but then hopefully then they move up and to the smaller baits. If that's happening all the time and they're just hitting the bottom hook, what I'll do is I'll just drop my hook size down on the bottom one. But that's the rig I'm going to start off with. I like to start off with that one just in case the smoothhound is in here and you can pick that bonus fish up, because that will probably be the bingo fish in there. So what I'll do is next now, I'm going to prep my bait ready. So the bait, like I spoke about yesterday, I've got ragworm, which are lovely. We had them from Graham's. We got 1 mackerel, and then we got squid. So I'm going to prep that ready now, and then I'll show you baiting up the rigs. Like you've seen in my previous videos, when you're using pop-ups, always have your bait to the same size and equivalent to your pop-up. Don't have a massive bait in it, or it's completely ineffective. So what I've done here is I quickly prepped it. As you can see there, I got a really thin sliver of squid, and that's going to be targeting the bream. Because I'm not casting far, I'm not going to whip it on with bait elastics. So all I'm going to do is simply feed it on. And like I spoke about in the previous ones, I don't like to have loads of flappy stuff hanging off the hook, because the bream will just pull it off. So as you can see there, trim that. It's just a nice small bit of it, and then obviously the pop-up will do its job then. Not massive, nothing's hanging off there, so when the bream comes, it'll just be straight on the hook. Exactly the same for the other hook. A nice thin sliver of... And don't be afraid to trim your baits as well, you know, once you put it on there. Just trim it off. So I'm just trimming off the top end, because I don't like having flappy bits. And as you can see, and it's perfectly presented, and the pop-up will do his business out there. And then my bottom hook, like we spoke about, it's going to be targeting the smoothhound, and then also that's going to be my scent. So I've got a squid there. It's not a whole one, and I've cut the side off, and that's what I use in my top base. So you're making your bait go a lot longer. And so all I'm simply doing is feeding that on. But I will whip this on, because I like to have my squid presented nicely. So it's like so. I do like to trim off the excess tentacles. Get my bait needle. Oof, that wind has picked up a little bit. Put it through my bait cotton. Bog standard. And like I spoke about, then, this will just add as a like a sort of a swim feeder for the bream, giving off lots of scent and hopefully attract them to my rig. And then hopefully if a smooth one comes along, it takes this instead of my, which I've had in the past. If you've seen one of my previous videos, I was bream fish a little 17-pound smooth hound on a size 6. That was a right epic fight, that was, if you go back and have a look when I was fishing here. And that's done. That's what I'm going to start off with. The ragworm then, on my next one, I will bait them one of the hooks with ragworm tipped with squid. But that's going to be my first rig going out. We've got 20 minutes before we start. I'm going to show Mac now how to bait this up. And then, hopefully, that will catch me a fish. Well, that's me all ready now. I've baited up Mac's rigs. I've taken him throughout the prep and all that, but he's pretty good now, and obviously his casting, he knows where to cast the other side of the mud thing. So competition fishing, if you're new to competition fishing, I'll just take your time out. So how we do it, obviously we fish the SAMF's rules. SAMF is an organisation of sea angling match anglers. So we have a scorecard like so, and all the rules are on the back of it. And then we have, which I printed off in work, we have a scorecard which has your name and the fish. If you're lucky, you're going to catch 70 fish, but I wouldn't have thought so. So each species you catch gets jotted down like so. Species, the length, the points then, which I'll talk you through then, and it's signed off by the witness. So what you do is you catch your fish. For fish preservation, we put them in a bucket of water, take it to the angler to the right or left of you, and then measure it off. After you measured it, you put the fish back in the bucket of water, take the fish to the water and release the fish in front of your competitor next to you and let it swim off. Fresh bucket of water, then come back. And then that gets logged down there, he signs it off. So the scorecard then, the SAMF rules, as you can see. So what you do is, once you've caught your species, you look down on the side, which has got all the species allocated on the side, and then the length then coordinates to points. So you look across, say if you catch a 30 centimetre bream, you go down to bream on the scorecard, go to 30 centimetres, and then it tells you the points for that. And then obviously that gets noted down. So what we're trying to do is catch the biggest fish. And hopefully, sometimes you want to catch the most fish, but in a lot of competitions and a lot of match anglers will tell you, I could be here now and I can catch 10 bream, and then someone down in the end catches, that bingo smooth hound, and then it wipes all your bream out. But whether you want to sit on that bingo fish or you want to plod on catching the bream, which is what I'm going to try today. But you see my rigs, I'm optimising catching a smooth hound or a bream. So we've got 5 minutes now before the start. So what I'll do is, and as we go through the match, we'll go through the process of baiting up and different styles. But hopefully the rig I've got with the big hook in the bottom and the pop-ups will serve me right. Every 15 minutes I'm going to start off bringing it back in. If the bait's a strip for any reason, I'll drop it down. If they're not, I might leave it a bit longer. But yeah, hopefully now it's a fantastic day. We've got new veterans who are turned up to fish now, so it was lovely to meet them and have a chat with them. The beach is absolutely full, the atmosphere is brilliant. Because I don't think it's about winning, I think it's about the enjoyment. I'm looking forward to the food and the beer after in the mess and catching up with the veterans and chewing the fat and listening to their stories. We'll get Mac on the camera after, because Mac does a lot with the veterans, and we can talk about what my regiment do with the veterans, and if you are a veteran in Hampshire, what they lay on weekly and monthly for them, which is brilliant, which I'll get Mac on and we'll talk about it because he heads it up. But yeah, fantastic, man. I'm going to get ready now and get in the water, and hopefully we can get some fish on camera for you. I hope it comes out now. There is an absolute massive shoal of mackerel, about 150 metres out. There's charter boats in here after them, his ribs. yeah, they just suddenly appeared. All the birds appeared. Hopefully it comes out on the camera. It is an absolute massive shoal of mackerel, which is great to see. The nettles are probably in there scooping them all up now, but as you can see, the charter boat is just down there. They're pulling in mackerel. The rib just come up, but that's fantastic to see all the birds working just off the cloudy water. And mackerel. Unfortunately, only mackerel, 2 mackerel counting this, so once you caught 2, that's it. But yeah, and you can't feather in the match, so pop-ups will pick them up. But yeah, just off the cloudy water, there's a big massive shoal of mackerel. Great to see, and hopefully that'll bring the fish in. It's 20 minutes now. Yeah, I had 1 cast out and they came back in completely untouched after 20 minutes. I put my 2nd cast out now, and there's a little bit of weed coming through now. People are having issue with this going down, but it is great news. I'll attach a photo here. 2nd cast, Andy Bourne, at a 60 centimetre cod. So that is a right bingo fish. Fair play to him. In daylight, 40 yards out, cod. It must be 4 or 5 pound. Lovely fish. So Andy's in the lead at the moment. That's going to be hard to beat. The only thing I can see beating that, because of the point ratio, is a big smooth hound. But yeah, fantastic start for Andy. Brilliant, man. I love things like that. He was proper made up. He was running down the shingle to grab it. So that's brilliant. But that's the only fish that's come in so far. But like I said, we're only X amount of time into the match. High water is now. So now we're going to start fishing the ebb, which is the best time here for fishing, if you see my previous videos. So hopefully once we get that, the ebb starts, the bream will come on. The water is cloudy to about 50 yards out, and just the other side of that. Good cast, Mark. Mark's casting is coming on really well. 50 yards out is cloudy, and then after that then it's clear. So I'm hoping that the bream then will move in and feed on that line. The beach is absolutely packed because we've got that weather window. So that's good to see, and so hopefully we can get into some fish. But I'm made up now with Andy with that. A cod, 2nd cast, brilliant, man, absolutely brilliant. But I'll keep on going now. I'm going to stick to those rigs which I got now for a bit. I'm just going to fish on that cloudy band to see if there's any there. I have got a clip down rig there if I need to go further, but normally 50 or 60 yards the fish are normally on here, but I'm going to keep on going. But that's the only fish that's come in now, so I'll keep you updated if I have any fish or any other fish come in. And the wind's dropping off lovely, so that's even better, because it was quite blowy earlier on, but that's dropping off, so that's made the fishing even more comfortable. But I'll keep you updated if we have any more fish. Well, it's an hour now into the match and my zone is absolutely dead. I'm in zone B, not one single fish come in. Zone A are doing really well. Andy Bourne is absolutely smashing it, love him. He's had 3 bass now and that big cod. Mac McCurville's next to him, he's had a gurnard. Pete Gardner's next to him, I think he's had a bass. And that's it down in that zone. But our zone hasn't had the sniff. Which is quite strange really. The conditions now have dropped off a bit. It's lovely, the water's clearing, so it looks perfect. But unfortunately there's not a sniff in here. I did put a clip down rig on, 2 up, 1 down, clip down with pop-ups on the top and a little bit bigger. I sent that out and I left it out there for 20 minutes, wound it back in, and it was absolutely untouched. And then I've moved back in with my egg beater rod, various distances between 50 and 20 yards out. Nothing. I've got the rig you see me using for now with the foam pop-up on top to keep them all suspended to see if that works. Because I believe Mac, that's what he had his gurnard on that rig, 'cause I watched him casting it out. So hopefully I can pick something up on that. But yeah, it's the dark water has moved completely out now, and you've got little bands of dark water. And then you've got clear water in between you. That's where the bream normally feed. You see the dark water, and what I try and aim for then is to get your rig in the clear part, because what the bream will work along that then, looking for the stuff which has been turned up on the bank, because they're visual, quite visual feeders. But yeah, Mac's doing really well beside me. I'm quite pleased with him. His casting's coming well, his baiting up is doing well, but likewise he hasn't had a touch either. It's quite strange, our zone, completely dead. No one's had a bite or nothing. So we'll keep at it. We've got 3 hours to go now, and hopefully I can get into a fish. But it's perfect time. It's ebbing lovely, but that's match fishing. Sometimes you're in that zone. It's a struggle, but it's strange how they're getting them down there. And Andy had his cod 30 or 40 yards out on 2 up 1 down, 3 foot snuds, pop-ups and a cod. You know, that's the bingo fish. I said a bingo fish will win it. It'll be interesting to see if a hound comes in, because a hound, you know, if a nice hound could be 500 points. I think Andy's cod was 270 points, but he's sitting quite well at the moment. It'll be only a hound or something, I would have thought. We'll catch Andy up now. But yeah, it's good, man. We'll keep on going, and hopefully I thought it'd tap in, but I think it's a bit of weed in it. The weeds dropped off, so that's good. So there's no excuses now. We're fishing well. The rigs are out there, the bait's in the water. I'm happy how I'm fishing, and just hopefully now the fish want to play a game. But I'll keep you updated if I do have anything, or if I don't have anything, and I'll let you know how the boys are doing down there as well. Oh, absolutely made up. Come in, Mac. As you've seen, I put the pop-up rig on, you know, the one I always use. Put it out there. I didn't even have time to switch the camera on. I was baiting up my other rig, which is hanging here, and I could just see my rod going straight over, and I'm actually on the cards. Garfish. Lovely one. Cracking fish. Good point scoring. Made up with that, and that's on the foam pop-up. Brilliant rig, that is. Mac's going to measure it here for me now. But oh, I'm not blanking. That saves a blank. Lovely garfish as well. We'll get him sorted now, unhooked, and then we'll show you how we're going to measure it and everything now. Right, hopefully he'll come out there. What I'm going to do is, as you can see, we've got a moolah for the match anglers haven't seen it. Nose to the tip and put it over. And as you can see then, Mac will measure it now with me. I hold the fish and Mac writes on the scorecard. That's 62 centimetres, sorry. And then he goes back in the bucket. I'm going to dispatch of that because it's fantastic undulate ray bait, so he won't be going back. He'll be coming back with me, and I'll be putting him in the cool box now. Obviously in the match, because it's a bait match, you can't use that for bait. But yeah, oh, made up now. Actually on the scorecard. So what I'm going to do is now, and Matt's going to score me on there. But I'll tell you something, that's the only fish in its zone so far. Oh, solid something then. But the other zone, they're doing much better than us. This mad, we're only about 50 metres apart and they're all catching fish. But that's the first one in our zone now. So I'm going to get him on the scorecard, and then I'll dispatch him and put him in my cool box. Yeah, we're actually on the card, and there's the rig. It's probably one of my popular ones. You've seen it, and obviously it's one of my most popular ones we sell in showcast. You've seen it before with the pop-up there, and obviously it suspends the bait through the water column, and the garfish took the top one. So I'll be getting that one baited back up now and getting it back out there in a minute. I've got one rod out there now. But yeah, it's always nice in a match when you catch your first one. But Mark will get that done now, and hopefully I can get into some more and film that one for you. I didn't have time to turn the camera on because he was just going over and I had to get into it, and you could see him jumping out of the water. So brilliant, made up. So made up now. So what I'll do is I'll show you the rig if you haven't seen it before. Obviously I'll show you how to make it on my YouTube channel, but also if you don't want to make it, they're in showcast, and it's probably one of my best selling rigs in showcast. As soon as it's in there, they soaked out practically straight away, so that keeps me on my toes. So all it is, you got a swivel trap between the swivel. I got a extra large buoyant float. I do them in various colours, and that's trapped then, so it doesn't go anywhere. Coming down from there, then I got a 3-way bead. Coming off there, then I got 3 foot of fluorocarbon Seagar. I love Seagar for this type of fishing. And then I've got a soft pop-up, and that's all I've got in there. As you can see, there's no guts or anything on it. So all it is mackerel skin. So that's all you're doing is glinting, because they obviously sight feeders. Coming down from there then, I've got exactly the same little foam pop-up, size 6 fine gauge hook, and that's got 3 foot of fluorocarbon again. and that comes down to my 3-way bead. Coming down to there, I've got my showcast bomb lead, and then coming off there, then I've got a little bit of tubing to kick it off. And what you can do is there, that hasn't been touched, look. I got a bit of ragworm and that's exactly the same. Little larger hook on here, because you can scratch around on the bottom for that. But it's a fantastic rig. And what you do is when you're fishing it, like I've showed before, you cast it out. You can't, it's not a distance rig, so you're fishing, I'd say 40 yards in. So you cast it out, leave it hit the bottom, put your rod up nice and high in the stand, and don't have the line tight, have a little bow in it, so that's all it does, and it allows it, the buoyant float to bring it up, and obviously that's what took the garfish. But yeah, absolutely made up now, I'm off the mark. It's only fishing my zone, like I spoke about. The other zone is doing really well, but I'll quickly bait this back up now for you. Oh God, it's so nice when you get one. I finally get one. Ooh. So I got a nice slither of squid, and you don't, so all I do is simply hook it through like a, let me trim that down a bit, it's a bit large to tell you the truth. Because all you're mimicking then is like a fish. So, like so, and then that float will float it up then. Perfect. And on the bottom hook then, like you can do what you want. You can put a bit of fish bait on there, you put a ragworm on there, and then you just see searching then. So you're fishing all the water columns. So I just got the ragworm. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, it's so nice. It's horrible sometimes when you, and the match anglers will know, you're fishing a match and then you're thinking, you start questioning yourself. But then, there was that little, I thought then let's try it, because the water cleared up a bit and it allows you to fish then for the sight feeders. Earlier on it was like cloudy, so I was just using scent mainly. Oh, a little bit of squid on there, I think. Like so. And so all I've done then is just got a bit of ragworm and take that head off. Tip with a bit of squid on the bottom. So I only had a 2 up 1 down clip down baited up, so I've sent that out on the bigger rod. I clip that back onto the egg beater rod now and get it back out there, and hopefully I can pick another one up. But yeah, great man, that's well, someone in the other zone, A zone, has just brought in, it looks like another small school bass, so I don't know, they must have left the fish are old in there, I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to keep on going, but that's a lovely rig. You see me using it before for bream, garfish, scad. It's quite versatile because you fish in all the water columns. You've got one on the bottom, one just above it, and then one quite high up. You see me using it on here if you look back on one of my videos, and all the bream came to that rig. Yeah, it's really, really good. But yeah, I'm going to keep on going now, and hopefully I can get back to actually really winning, because I didn't have a chance then to do that one. Well, we're into the last half hour, and I don't know what, there was a brain fart. I think it was excitement. I just had a bream of 28 centimetres, so I've had a garfish now and a bream. But the bream came at extreme distance. I just clipped on the up and over pulley rig, ragworm and squid, and I just blasted it. I didn't even have a bite or anything. I've just winded in for a bait change, and then it looked like I had a clump of weed on there. But in the weed then there was a bream, and I was like, get in there. The only other person in my zone at the moment to catch a fish is Danny, and he's up on the end peg there. He's just had a 30 centimetre bream, but it's only me and Danny in our zone. But I didn't even knock the camera on, because I just thought I was winding in for a bait change, and then it was quickly getting measured and get it back in. But yeah, so I've got 2 fish now. We're into the last 30 minutes, so I've got 2 rigs baited up. And then hopefully I can get another fish. But it's been a hard day in the office. But people in Zone A, they've been having a lot of fish. It's mad, isn't it, on the beach? Zone A, I know Andy had that bingo cod, and he's had a bream, and he's had a bass. But Pete Gardner, I think he's had about 10 bream. Matt Wilcox has had a few. There's Gurnard in there. but it's strange, you know, how matches pan out on a beach, like zone A are catching fish, and then zone B, you know, are only, I say 100 metres away and not on the fish at all. So the fish must be holding down in that little pocket in the sort of the bay where they fish in, because they're getting a lot of fish there. But I'm going to keep on going now. Gutted I didn't bring you back for that. But yeah, I've gone through all different types of rigs. Like you said, the 2 up, 1 down with a bigger bait in the bottom. I took that off. Then I went to a 2 up, 1 down, clip down. Nothing on that one. And obviously on the pop up one I had the garfish. And then the up and over pulley rig, I thought I better put it on to give it a go, because that is my go-to rig. And I sent that out there. First cast in, and obviously I brought that bream in on it. Fantastic that rig is, like I've always talked about. It allows you to fish long snuds, miles. Mac's doing quite well there. His casting has been brilliant. His baiting up has been really good today, but you know, it's a hard day in the office today for him. But he's not doing anything wrong. I just managed to winkle out those 2 fish. And we'll see how it goes now. But I'll bring you back. Alright, Mark? Mark's coming up to bait up now, but I'll bring you back. I'll try and bring you back if I notice a bite, but because of the wind and it's putting a bow in there, it's difficult to see. And like I said, I just wound down in for a bait change and that bream was on there. But yeah, hopefully I can get another fish now before the end of the match. Oh, brilliant. Apologies again, I didn't bring you back for that. But honestly now, I didn't even know I had a bite. I'm fishing at such distance and the wind's putting a bow in there. I was just winding in for a bait change. Just winding in for a bait change. And there's a lovely bream, look. My 3rd one now on that garfish. So we're going to quickly measure him and get him back. Wait. 28, Mark. Oh, brilliant. But that was on the game. I changed over to that up and over pulley rig and bang, 2 bream on it. I should have gone over to it earlier on, but I was thinking the fish would have been closer in. But what I'm going to do is Mac's going to score that on there. Apologies I didn't bring you back to winding it in the fight, but I honestly didn't know there was a fish in there. But Mac's going to get that in. I'm going to get him slip quick back now, and hopefully we've got 15 minutes left. I can get another one out. Cross fingers. Right, my last casts are out now and I'm starting to pack away. We got 2 minutes left of the competition. And whoa, it's been hard, it's mad. I've been watching people in zone A, peak garden and that, they're just pulling in bream after bream after bream. I know Danny's just had another bream there, so he's had 2 bream. But at the moment I'm winning the zone. But yeah, it's been difficult. I wish I'd gone to that rig sooner, but the bream are never normally extreme range here. They're normally, you know, 40 or 50 yards out, but yeah, struggled there. We had the garfish there. But I'm about to pack up now, and the next time you see me, we'll be in the mess going through the prize giving and the presentation, and I'll let you know how everyone got on. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, difficult day, but hopefully I can win the zone now. But I think Andy Bones won overall with that cod. He's had a cod and a bass and a bream, but that cod, proper bingo fish, brilliant man. He's buzzing down there. I love that, I do. You know, 2nd cast, brilliant. I think I've put everyone in the back zone, but it's strange how zone A, they've done well all day there, fair play to them. And it's been a struggle up this end, but that's fishing for you. So I'm going to get this in now, pack everything away, and next time you see me, we'll be in the mess, and we're going through the presentation. Well, after I spoke and I'd done the extra for you, I was winding my last cast in, exactly the same again. I'm fishing at such a distance. I had another bream, last one. Ah, lovely to finish off with. Same again, I wish I swapped that rig earlier and fished distance. Yeah, cracker. Let me get him quickly measured. 30, Mark. 30. Oh, lovely. Unbelievable, isn't it? Switched over to the up and over pulley rig with a bit of yellow pop-up, and they're on there straight away. I have 3 in 3 casts. But I'll get him back now, and like I spoke, I just done the extra. And I'll see you in the mess now, but yeah, mad. Absolutely madness.
Gentlemen, if I could have your attention for a few minutes, please. Now comes the time to learn who's won, but before that, there's a few thank yous to say. First of all, Stevie Yendall and Trent Engineering, on behalf of them, thanks yet again for their continued support. And yeah, here's the trophy that we bought from last year, and brilliant news. Thanks very much for looking after us. Thank you for the bar staff through there. Thank you very much for opening up early and looking after us. That's fantastic. Thanks for all the people involved, Rick, Taff, Danny, yourself. It's been absolutely amazing. Those that have come out and helped and made it the competition is. But most of all, thanks to everyone who's turned up. And it's a good show. We've gone from 18 to 26 members, and we're steadily growing. And it still has that excellent everyone knows everybody flavour. And as I said right at the very beginning, it's a social club that likes to go fishing. And we're going to fish at a good high level, but we're always going to have a good time when we do it. That's probably more than enough from me. And I'll ask Taff to come forward, please, and we'll start, find out where you're going to start with. Last to first, or?
Yeah, I'll go through them. I'll lay them out there ready.
Brilliant.
First of all, fishing today was patchy. I think Zone A was tremendous fishing.
Better
and then,
it's better anglers.
yeah, especially, and I've got to take my hat off to Andy. Second cast after he'd done a forward roll down the beach into the water to fill his bucket up. And then he had a £5 cod, which I'm really funny, that is probably the best bingo fish. I thought the smooth one would have won it, but unfortunately they didn't show up. But Andy, to take my hat off to you for catching a £5
Just
cod.
professionalism.
Second cast off Hurst was absolutely brilliant. So what I've done is I set it up. Obviously, as you know, traditionally we got the wooden spoon. We'll do that first, and then I'll work through the numbers in numerical order. Thank you everyone who brought the prizes for the wooden spoon, which Steve will be presenting to the individuals. But I'd like Andy to pull it out. Obviously, we had 3 blanks, fortunately. So what I've done is the 3 blank names are in the wooden spoon folder. So I'll have Andy or Steve come out and pick it out.
Come and see. It's
going to be me.
That's going to be me. I want something.
I don't get the
Check with the pen
I'm
coming
not
your
coming
way.
away from Scotland. I'm not winning something. I won the draw.
Can we get the prize?
I'm not proud.
Read his writing. I got back. Wait a minute. Go on.
Gus.
Oh, gosh.
Soldier.
On a go. There you go.
Not actual spoon.
What I'll do is then I'll go down from obviously from 9th place all the way down to first
Oh,
place.
chip biscuits.
So in 9th place was Matt McCurville.
Lovely girders, mate. Lovely girders. Well done.
But you didn't get a
8th place
prize for
was
that.
Brad. 7th place Paul Williams. 6th place Steve Jones. 5th place Matt Wilcox. Anyone need a pilot? In 4th place Danny Panther.
Oh, well done, Danny.
And obviously we got for third to first place. Obviously we got the vouchers for Showcast, and I have to thank Graham as well. He always supports us. Fair play to him. He's given us vouchers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in 3rd place, Pete Gardner.
Well done, mate.
95%. Mark, can you take a photo down?
Okay, shake hands.
Can we get a photo? Dan, can you take a photo?
Thank you.
Well done, Pete.
3 pictures of Danny's face.
Obviously, we had Zone A, Zone B. There were 2 winners. Obviously, Zone A winner was the chairman himself, Andy Bone, which was a tremendous one. He had a cod, bream, and a bass. And then obviously, as we do it, as you know, we work back in percentage. Zone B winner was myself. And then how we do it, as you know, we do it internationally, we go on a percentage. So Andy had 100%, I had 100%. So then what you do is you do a count back, and I sat down with Matt and we done a count back to see who comes in 2nd place and see how well you've done against them. So Pete Gardner, obviously, done you no favours. You were 5% higher than Pete. And then obviously I was fishing with Danny, and I beat Danny then by 14.5%. So in 2nd place, Andy Bourne.
Well done, Andy. Well done. Didn't get home. Go back.
How do I do this?
No,
Do I shake myself?
No, no.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, oh, lovely.
And
Thank you very
then
much.
obviously in first place on compact percentage was myself.
Again.
Again, apologies.
Well done.
Well done, Claire.
Congratulations.
Do you want to present it, Steve?
Well done, mate. Well done, Congratulations.
And you want to read out the points at all?